Okay, here we have some more curls. Gonna ink in towards them. Leave a white space, more curls. And in contrast, we have another Golden Age gal here, and I'm going to ink some of her hair in black. I'm picking out my main lines. And leaving white spaces. So you start out simple like that, giving your shapes of the direction of the hair, and then you start inking. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to another drawing that has some gals with blonde hair. And here we have the Black Canary. And I want to ink in some of her blonde hair. First of all, I'm going to put a shadow near her neck. And I'm randomly looking at the shapes. Here's a C shape. Here's a S shape. C shape. S shape. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And maybe I'll ink on her costume a little too. And as you can see here, I have my ink in a nice cat food dish. Okay, so let's say I'm going to ink on her costume. Let's say I'm going to work on the breast part here. What I'm going to do is draw a C shape and a C shape. And then I'm going to come up with my brush and leave white spaces around the form. And we got our jacket over here, and I want to fill it in black, but I also want to run the lines black into the light of the jacket. We got some drapery over here. The drapery, I'm mostly using C shapes or Y shapes. This is like a Y. And what I'll do is I'll throw shadows under the breast here so I can start on the costume. And do the crestiform. And turn the brush towards me so I can get lines around the form of her body. And a lot of times I jump around when I'm doing this stuff, like I'm looking at her hair here and I feel like inking this now very gently. And Solomon Grundy has kind of light hair, so let's take a look at him. Okay, got to get him into the picture. There he is. Move my ink because I don't want to knock it over and spill it all over my drawing. I'm working on these for the Big Apple Con that's coming up December 15th, where I'm going to be a guest, so I'll be selling these drawings that I'm working on. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to start up here with a feathering of a crestiform of his hair. So I get the shape of the crown of his head. And he's got like a lot of white space here, so what I'm going to do is pick up on some white tones on the hair. Every once in a while throwing a blacker area to keep it blonde looking. And if that gets a bit boring, then I'll work on the drapery. I'll look at his shoulder here, throw a shadow under the collar, render some lines. So I tend to jump around a lot. inking whatever I feel like, what I'm in the mood to ink. Okay, so here we have his shoulder. We'll start inking with some feathering. That's a Y fold. See this Y shape, and this center part is the Y. And we're looking at Batgirl here. So I'm going to go and ink around her breasts here. And then take my brush and do very fine lines. Going all the way up to the bat symbol. And then what I'll do is I'll take one of the breast parts here and throw a shadow from the breast onto the other breast. So you get that dynamic light pattern. Okay. So let's take another drawing of somebody with blonde hair. Oh, here we go, the Black Canary again. She's captured by Catwoman in this drawing. So maybe to warm up, I'll look at Catwoman here and ink a little bit of her costume. I'll start again with the breast shape and shadows under it. Crestoform, shadow, and then here's her arm. So we'll throw a shadow down the arm, draw the crestoform, and then I'll render. Okay, now we're going to look at the Black Canary. And she has a C shape here for her hair, so I'm going to start at the top, render some clean lines, render some lines down a little heavier, making sure that it's blonde here. And you see that curve here? I'm going to throw a shadow under that, pop that out. And again, what you're trying to do is throw some shadows in there also. Like I'll throw a shadow under her neck here, onto her face, onto her neck. And we have some more hair curving. So what I'll do there is hit the middle parts of the hair. So the trick really is to leave a lot more white spaces. Okay. And then we got a World War II drawing with the Phantom Lady. And she's fighting some Falsta, the archenemy of Wonder Woman. So I'm looking at Falsta's hair, and she has blonde hair, of course, so I'm inking in some of the lines. And she has, I don't even know what they call this, but it's some kind of style of 1940s women, sort of like a braided pattern. So I'm just inking that light to keep everything blonde. And I'm being very conscious of leaving white. And I'm going to throw like the crestoform down her neck here and pick up on the shadow under her neck. And maybe I'll work on Phantom Lady. Of course, she has black hair, but that's always fun to ink. Blonde and black hair are fun to ink. In a way, I kind of prefer the black hair. It's kind of more fun. Here's a C shape. And you see the C shape again. And we're looking at the top of her head now. And I want to ink in here, making sure that I leave a white space at the top of her hair. And here we got another blonde German girl, so let's ink her hair in. Again, leaving white spaces. Here I'm doing some kind of more fancier stuff, putting like 2 lines down. Open lines to make it more airy. And here we have Mademoiselle Maria, who's coming down with her machine gun. She's firing. I'm going to ink part of her body. Draw in the crescent form of the breast shape here again. And I'm going to throw a shadow from her machine gun down on her breast here to pop that out more. And then again the shadows. And once I get the shadows down, that's the majority of the work. The rest is just rendering. And she's wearing these leather boots, so I'm going to cut them off here. And I'm going to do some inking on the leather. And what I'm going to do is the lights is going to be hitting the middle of the boot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm just doing crestoform on the boot. And then I'm going to turn the boot and draw in some more of the shine. Being very careful to leave that white space I left. Okay. And let's work on Phantom Lady's arm a little. What I'm going to do is draw the crest of the form. And then start inking in. And every once in a while I'll dip my brush into water to thin the line down. It makes the ink go very smooth too. I like that. And you want to do each section, like this is a large C-shaped section. And this is a long line section. And I'm going to work on her hand here. Throw a shadow under her palm of her hand. See, that already looks dynamic. And let's ink on her costume a little. She's got a lot of drapery here. Drawing like long lines. And leaving white spaces. Okay. Okay, we're putting in some shadows. Let's ink on our hair a little bit more. She's got a lot of movement in her hair, which is why she's kind of a lot of fun to do. Like here's some C shapes. And we got some C shapes here. More C shapes. Again, I'm leaving a white space. The white spaces are the whole trick to making it look slick, by the way. And we'll ink a bit on her skirt. Oh, let me ink on her belt first here. I'll start putting some rendering on her belt. In the middle form, leave a white space and ink only the middle forms. And I'm putting large C shapes here. Okay, so that's today's video showing you how to do some drapery, some arm rendering, and mainly the blonde hair. So if you like my videos and want to see more, please click the subscriber button. Thank you. Till next time.